Hello, I'm Jayden Tucker, and this is Recall.
And next up, we're kicking off with none other than the enforcer, Jayden Tucker. Jayden Tucker, relatively new face in XCW, only a few years in, going up against the veteran Genocide in a match that some people might not, have the faint of heart for. We've had a couple in the past with Tommy and Genocide. We're talking about the brutal match between Jayden Tucker, Genocide, that strap match.
All right, here we are. This is All or Nothing 2021. You were going one-on-one with Kurt Acid, who had just kind of switched over to the bad side, just kind of done his switch from Genocide to Kurt Acid. And this is going to be a leather strap match between the two of you. And this is not the first encounter that you've had with leather straps, as you were once a bodyguard for Evan Phoenix and got involved in a leather strap match that he was a part of. So you kind of knew what to expect, but what were your thoughts going in, you being the main person on the receiving end of leather straps?
I overthought it so much. I thought, I can come in, be the enforcer that I am, and really gets to play into that. And boy, was I mistaken of how much pain those straps actually would hurt. It's like, oh my God.
So how much did you get to work with Benji, Kurt Acid, Genocide prior to this match?
I think maybe once or twice before this.
Just in this feud?
Yes.
And obviously he's a seasoned vet. He'd been in XCW nearly 20 years. Was he helpful in your time here in XCW since you started? How influential was he on your career in the early goings?
He was very helpful because I was always in my head in the beginning of it, and he just told me just be calm, just try and stay calm with everything that you're doing, and just maintain your focus and try your best and never give up.
So, obviously you were here during the later years of Genocide and then his transition to Kurt Acid. What did you think of the transition to Kurt Acid and this newfound character that he was portraying when you guys finally got to tangle in the ring?
I think it was more of the edgy side of Kurt Acid, and I actually kind of liked it more than Genocide. I liked it more of the Kurt Acid. It showed more of him in his wrestling psychology, which was really cool to work with and kind of learn.
So you guys had only worked a few times prior to this match. Did you guys have any game plans going into this match? Like, was there any specific spots or anything that you guys planned to finish, or an introduction in the match? Like, is there anything that you guys really had planned out prior to this match? Or did you guys just kind of go with the flow?
We pretty much just went with the flow. I think the ending of the match is more of where we got to kind of pick what we wanted to do, and then at the beginning of it, Kurt Acid gets there, grab the ropes and just the belts and just chase me and beat the hell out of me. I'm like, okay.
Which is a good heel psychology here of him, doing the runaround spot.
Oh yeah. And this is my first time I really got to work with leather straps at all, so it's kind of new to me. I'm like, ugh. But I was happy he was willing to let me do some of the things. And then I remember arriving to the show, I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do this because I wasn't feeling the best, but it's like, you know what, fuck that. I'm here, I'm doing something that I've always wanted to do, and that's why I'm here to do it, so I'm going to go out and do it. That rocked me really bad.
Like an elbow, it looks like.
Yeah,
Forearm.
I think it was an elbow or a forearm, and then like a punch to the head or something. So yeah, I was actually standing there, I'm like, where am I?
And there's the first shot you received
Yeah,
from the leather straps.
Yeah, I regretted even using them because I knew I was going to get payback for it, and I did. They hurt. And I thought I'd actually be a little safer outside, but no. Acid showed me, yeah, you can't run away from me.
So how much does it mean to you? Obviously, all or nothing. This would have been October of 2021, and as we know, Kurt would pass in April of 2022. So this is one of the very last matches and last rivalries that he got to have. The only rivalry that he got to have after this was the short-lived one with Jesse Justice. So how much does it mean to you to get the opportunity to work with him in this story, you know, as one of his very last stories before he would ultimately pass?
It means a lot. I mean, I watched XCW like early 1918, and I've always wanted to work with Kurt Acid, so I'm happy I got the chance to. I mean, I think he helped me grow as a competitor, and I'm grateful for every chance I got to work with him. Oh, is this what I think it is?
The belts in a different way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Oh,
Yep.
those hurt so much.
Famous Kurt Acid chops.
I think this one hurt a lot worse than the chop.
Oh!
I remember that, and that took my breath away. I'm like, oh my God. If you can imagine what a semi hitting something would be, that's what that felt like.
Easy target there.
Yeah.
And I bet it was really special for you to get the opportunity to work with Kurt Acid. As we know, you love going to the ground. You love doing submission wrestling and doing a more technical ground style. And that was the style that the Genocide Kurt Acid was most known for. So I'm sure this was a nice fresh bit of fresh air for you to be able to do this style of wrestling as well.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I mean, I feel like I finally got to be more me than had to do more of the up style stuff, because I love submissions. I've always liked them. So that's kind of what I based pretty much basing my style of wrestling around.
Yeah, you guys have a very similar style.
Yeah.
Where you can do your brutal spots if you need to, but you guys also know how to get technical and work on the ground. So
yeah.
And there is no disqualification in this match with it being a leather strap. So
all fair and game. 11 Ward. Well, yeah, that low spot was just off the fly and just like, all right, so you want to chop me with the belt? Okay, fucker, I got you.
So did Benji have any words for you after the match on whether he was happy with the match or anything that he wanted to change about the match? Do you recall anything said between the two of you post-match?
Not that I can really recall.
Because I know this was also, you know, towards the end of his life, so he was starting to feel really sick shortly after this. So I didn't know what kind of a toll it took on him performing in this match either. So
Yeah, all I know is what I was told from him. It was okay. I think it was this match or the another match that we had that I kind of slipped out of the. I believe it's the 666, the back DDT.
oh, the 187.
Yes, I actually wasn't able to keep my position and I fell out of it.
Reverse. He's going for the acid slam. S.3, but he caught you. Hooking you for the 187.
Actually, I've named that the static box, the black elbow. Then the double underhook DDT is actually the S.3.
Okay, yeah. I just had him backwards.
Oh, you're good.
So this is the first time I'm sure that you've had the opportunity to watch this match back since 2021.
Wow,
What are your thoughts seeing it after well over a year?
There's a few things I would change. Being a little bit more physical with it. But I mean, I wasn't feeling the hottest, but I went in there and done what I needed to do to the best of my ability. So with me being sick, I think it turned out okay.
Anything else you want to say about Kurt Acid in closing?
I miss you, and I thank you for the opportunities that I got to work with you. Thank you.
All I gotta say after watching that is, ow, that had to hurt. Genocide bringing Jayden Tucker in the correct way, beating the holy hell out of him. But next up, we have another relatively new face in XCW, been around for a few years. I'm talking about Genocide facing off against none other than DJ Walter.